Hello, everyone, and welcome to Faces and Heels, your podcast for professional wrestling here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and thank you for joining me on this recap and reaction to WrestleMania Vegas or WrestleMania 42, Night 2, putting it in to WrestleMania. Uh, this, this, this night, I'm so perplexed here because I just don't understand it. I don't understand. I, I've loved night two. Night two was WrestleMania. Every match on this card hit. Every single one was a banger. Why was night one cheeks? Why was night one pure butt water? I don't get it. I was so excited at the conclusion of WrestleMania night two. But I was quickly confused. Like, what happened in night one? Why night one couldn't be as good as night two? Or just a little more effort. Number one, the matches were longer. Now, it was a shorter card tonight. We only had 6 matches as opposed to 7 in night one. Maybe that played a part. I don't know. But the matches were longer. There was more story told in the matches. In this main event, my God, the main event of night two was probably the best match I've seen on WWE in a very long time. I would say it was one of the best WrestleMania main events I've seen in about 20 years. And I know everybody clamors to the Avengers Endgame main event at WrestleMania 40. That was good, but it was too much going on. It had a lot going on there. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. It was great. Cody finishing the story and all that. Awesome. Final balls, cool. But this main event, there was no outside interference. We didn't get bloodline rushing in because I was waiting. I was waiting for the bloodline to be involved. But no, this was a straight up man to man fight. It was a big fight feel in this match. Amazing. It was oh my God, it was such a joy to watch. In every match on this card, uh I'm not going to say match that energy because that match was one of one, but it was a great compliment to the main event. Our first match was Brock versus Oba. Second match, we had the 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. You had Sami Zayn and Trick Williams going at it for the United States Championship. We had a street fight with Dominic Mysterio and the Demon, Finn Balor. You had a WWE Women's Championship match between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. And, of course, the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship between the OTC Roman Reigns and the best in the world, CM Punk. Let's dive in because I have a lot to say. Unlike last night, I have a lot to say. So I'm not going to prolong it by yammering on. Let's jump right in to these matches. The night began, of course. John Cena once again comes out, hypes up the crowd, getting ready for WrestleMania. The first 2 matches on this card, just like last night in night one, was available on ESPN without the package. You could watched it on your normal cable service. So we jump off with the first match that was available for everybody to see. It was Oba Femi against Brock Lesnar. This was my most anticipated match going into this weekend because of just the stakes. You know, Oba coming up from NXT, he was such a dominant force there, obviously. So It was nothing else for him to do in NXT. And keep in mind, he just got there. I mean, he literally walked in maybe about 6 months ago at the Performance Center. I might be giving him too much time there. And he moved on to NXT, dominated. Now he's on the main roster. And who did they feed him to in his first ever WrestleMania? It is none other than Brock Lesnar. Now, it's smart because it's not like Brock Lesnar have 1 million move sets that he has to figure out in in the ring. Brock Lesnar does what he does. He's more of a powerhouse, but he knows how to work a match. And leading into this match, there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of talk about this being Brock Lesnar's last year. And I'm thinking in my mind, we got the career killer in Gunther. Maybe Gunther is going to retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam or something like that. That's where my mindset was. And so this match, I knew that something was going to happen. I really thought there was going to be some shenanigans to take place and we don't get a clear finish, or a clear winner from this match, because you don't want to bury Oba his first WrestleMania match, and you really don't want to make Brock Lesnar look weak going into his retirement. So you don't want to pin him clean. And so plus I'm looking at the fact that Oba has been getting the best of Brock this entire build. It's been all Oba. Oba started off by the fall from grace on Raw, and then he beat him up again the next week, and then it was a pull apart the week after. Brock never got the upper hand on Oba. So I'm like, okay, he's probably going to get it at WrestleMania. Well, the match begins. Oba, he's he starts taking offense from Brock. The frustration starts to set in with Lesnar. He regroups at ringside after using the ring steps, to gain a little advantage, because, man, this dude is huge. And that's saying a lot standing next to Brock Lesnar. But he has to get an equalizer in the ring steps. Lesnar, he returns Oba Femi into the ring. He executes multiple. He goes to Suplex City with the German suplexes. Oba, he counters another suplex attempt and corners Lesnar with strikes. And so Lesnar, he managed to connect with an F5 after avoiding one of the strikes. He hits an F5 on Oba Femi. And this is where my jaw literally hit the ground. Oba Femi stood right up. From an F5, he just got back up, choke slammed him, and he hit Brock with the fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. Oba Femi, and what you can probably classify as a squash, beat Brock Lesnar. This match was 4 minutes long. It was close to 5. It was 4 and some change. And that was fine. I know I complained last night about the matches being short, but this match had to be short. You couldn't have a 30-minute match between these two guys. This made sense. And it made more sense after the match. All of a sudden, you see Brock Lesnar sitting in the ring. He's taking off his gloves. And he's untying his boots. And as he's untying his boots, he's crying. And he left him in the center of the ring, and he waved to the crowd. And Paul Heyman comes in. He's crying. They hug. They're going up the ramp, still emotional. Everybody is, thank you, Brock. Thank you, Brock. And he leaves. I'm going to tell you the God honest truth. I never was a big Brock Lesnar guy. I respected him in the ring because I think Brock Lesnar is very slept on as a wrestler. as a professional wrestler, as a WWE style professional wrestler. I'll put it like that. He works with anybody. You think Brock Lesnar would be like this guy? Oh, I'm not working with him. I'm pretty sure there's a few performers that he didn't want to work with. I know one in particular, Jinder Mahal. He didn't want to work with, which is understandable. But he works with anybody, small guys, big guys, and he makes it work. And he will sell for anybody. He is very giving in the ring. And a lot of wrestlers they interviewed throughout his career have said Brock Lesnar is one of the safest performers in the ring. He protects his opponents. But it looks like he's reckless. It really does look like he's trying to kill somebody, but he really does protect them. And I say all that to say this. I got emotional watching him walk up the ring or walk up the aisleway because I started thinking about it. Over the past 6 months, Cena is gone. AJ Styles is gone. Now you have Brock Lesnar gone. It's time for the new wave. The new wave is here, with Oba. That's the first thing. And it was time. It's not like it's a premature thing. It's time for Brock to go. What else is there for him to do? What else is there to prove? He's going to go after a championship? How many more championships he needs to hold? And then who's going to take it off him? There's nothing else. Now, the one thing I do feel cheapened on, we're not going to get a Brock and Gunther match. I wish we would have got that. But a friend of mine told me, he was like, man, the favor that Paul Heyman owes Gunther? What if the favor is I want to face Lesnar at SummerSlam or something like that? And I'm like, that would work. But that would mean him coming out of retirement, and then he gonna come out of retirement to lose again. That wouldn't make a lot of sense to me. But whatever. But I that's the one part that I regret. We didn't get to see that match. But hey, Oba, the man of the hour, bruh. This is amazing, man. This is awesome. I am so happy for Oba. I love Oba. You ever I don't know, throughout your lifetime being a fan of professional wrestling, of WWE, and you get these superstars. Some you have to learn to love. Some you have to really start investing time in to really learn about them, to start loving them and respecting them as wrestlers. But there's a special couple of wrestlers that come along and just immediately you love them. Immediately you're a fan. That's where it was with me with Oba. And as soon as it was just his aura, it's something about him that you just saw. It was special. And this is before he even got in the ring. I remember when he came up on NXT and he was a part of that, what they call them, the Rising Stars or something like that, the new generation coming up. And he just stood out to me. And the fact that he got this moment at WrestleMania versus Brock Lesnar is amazing. Plus, another tidbit, it feels good. The complaint against Brock Lesnar was that he always squashed black wrestlers. It was Kofi. It was not Lesnar, because I don't think they wrestled. But it was it was somebody else that was it Big E? I think it was Big E. But it was a couple of wrestlers that said he squashes black wrestlers. He's always going after black wrestlers. And the poetic justice of it all, that it was a black wrestler that retired him and just chef's kiss. But anyways, this was an amazing match. I give the Oba Femi defeating Brock Lesnar match a letter grade of an A. Yeah, it was great. And already already after that, it was already better than night one. Night two already beat night one after 1 4-minute match. Go figure. So we move on to the second match of the night, and it was for the Intercontinental Championship, a 6-man ladder match. The champion Penta will defend against Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, Rusev, and JD McDonough. We start off Rusev, who is the odd man out here. It was always weird. Out of all of these performers, Rusev is the one that doesn't fly, doesn't do any top rope moves. He's not agile like these. Now, Rusev can move now. He is agile, but he's not as agile as these fellas. But he held his own in this match. Rusev, he's using the ladder to intercept a double suicide dive by Penta and Dragon Lee. Rusev slams Javon Evans into the ladder. Penta, he launches Rey Mysterio into the West Coast pop on Rusev. They both crash through the ladder bridge that was set up. JD McDonough executes a Spanish fly on Dragon Lee off a ladder. That looked amazing, but it ended up getting topped. It got topped when Penta performed a Mexican destroyer on JD McDonough onto the ladder bridge. That looked brutal, bro. That was that was the move of the weekend. My mouth just was wide open the rest of the way. It was hard for me to pay attention to the rest of the match. I was still stuck on that. Like, oh my God, it looked gnarly, man. You had Javon Evans. He attempted to claim the title while hanging off of the hooks when Rusev pushed the ladder away. Evans, he eventually recovered and hit Rusev with the cutter, with an OG cutter as he fell off. That was also a fire move. Penta, he neutralized Evans with a second Mexican destroyer and walked up the ladder and retained his title. Penta is still your Intercontinental Champion. Fire match. That was a fire ladder match. Everybody got there. I would say, other than Rey Mysterio, looked old. He looked old in his match. He looked like he didn't fit. Everybody else worked. Even Rusev. Rusev got his little moments to shine as well. Everybody got a moment to shine in his match. It was choreographed well. It was really not too many flaws that took place in this match. It went 14 minutes. Penta retaining, I believe, is the right call here. Actually, it was 15 minutes, but Penta retaining was the right call. I think it sets up a nice little sub division on Raw, with these competitors going after Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. And so it did its job. It did its job well. Penta defeating Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio to retain his Intercontinental Championship in a 6-man ladder match gets a letter grade of an A. We were 2 for 2. I was in disbelief. Coming off of last night, I was in complete disbelief. I did not believe that we got 2 back-to-back bangers of a match and that told stories. That was my biggest flaw from night one. You couldn't tell stories, and then the story that you did tell, especially in that main event, it was hot garbage. And so it was a breath of fresh air to start off the night with this just pure wrestling, man. This is what I paid for. This is why I watch WrestleMania, for matches like these two. And so super excited, super excited. Already I knew the rest of the night was going to go swimmingly. And so to put that to the test, we enter match number 3, and that was for the WWE United States Championship between the champion Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. Yeah, whoop that Trick. This is a match that I'm happy for Trick, but I don't know why this couldn't be a triple threat. Why Carmelo Hayes could not be a part of this match. That's the part that upsets me. Now, I'm hoping, praying, and wishing that on SmackDown going forward, that we get this feud between Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes kind of picking up and continuing what they left off at NXT, because there's history there. But I didn't like the fact that they took the belt off of Carmelo just so we can have this match. That's the point. You didn't need the belt for that, but whatever. This is what we got. So our two competitors come out, and of course, Trick Williams is over, man. He is super over. Whoop that Trick. It got the crowd going. Sami Zayn getting booed, which is odd to think of. But I think it's not Sami that they're booing. It's really just the way he's being booked. But that's besides the point. I loved the early on in the match, Trick Williams. He paid homage to Booker T. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, it's Booker T is the one who helped get Trick Williams over in NXT. It was Booker T. Booker T was that drop. Not just Booker T, but he is one of the main ones to help Trick get to where he's at right now. And the mere fact that Trick used the bookend early on as a tribute to Booker T, it just immediately, I was like Captain America in Civil War when he said, I get that reference. And that's why I was pointing at the TV. I get that reference. It was beautiful. It was beautifully done. But unfortunately, it was a near fall. Didn't quite get the 3 count. Sami Zayn, he countered a Trick shot with a blue thunder bomb. Sami Zayn drove Little Yachty. Yeah, Little Yachty was there as well for reasons. But he drove him into the barricade before delivering a brainbuster to Trick Williams on the ring apron, followed by a Hallula kick. Then Little Yachty, he clotheslined Sami Zayn over the top rope while the referee was distracted with Trick. So Trick capitalized with a spin kick for a close 2 count after dodging a Hallula kick, and then Trick Williams connected the Trick shot to capture the 1, 2, 3 and the United States Championship at WrestleMania. This was fine. This was the first this is give you a little spoiler alert. This was the weakest match of night 2, but it was an all right match. This match, even though it was the weakest of night 2, still is 10 times better than anything we got in night 1, and that's saying a lot. But this was still fine. I'm happy to see Trick with the gold. This is going to be interesting. The only thing worth watching on SmackDown is Trick celebrating with the gold. And like I mentioned earlier, this opens the door for a potential feud with Carmelo Hayes. And we know that they have awesome chemistry going forward. What's next for Sami Zayn? I have no clue. I have no idea. Where does he go from here? It's concerning, honestly. But good on Trick. I give the match between Sami Zayn and Trick Williams where he won and became the new United States champion a letter grade of a B minus. Yeah, it was fine. It was above average, you know. Quick match. It was only 9 minutes long. I think is the shortest match on the card. Well, second shortest, of course, the Oba and, and Brock Lesnar, if you want to constitute that as a match. But it did what it was supposed to do. It wasn't really much there. And so what they had, they worked it. And good on them. Good on Sammy for working this match and making Trick look good. And allowing Trick to go over in this match. We move over to the beef between Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio for our next match. We know that they were a part of Judgment Day. They've been teasing this match, my God, for about 2 years now. We finally got the turn when Dominic, along with the rest of the Judgment Day, attacked Finn Balor and kicked him out of the group. And we got this match, and Finn Balor dug up the demon for this match, and it ended up being a street fight. We started off with their intros. Dominic had a pretty unique introduction, and then we get the demon coming out with his intro, which was pretty cool. It was good to see the demon back on TV. But Dominic started off, he fought the demon. He attacked him with a suicide dive and with a kendo stick. Finn Balor reversed a suplex attempt to drop Dominic Mysterio into a pair of chairs. That looked brutal. This match was brutal. It was more brutal than what I was expecting. To be honest with you, I didn't know this was a street fight until until I was watching the match. But this was brutal, man. This was a hardcore match. It was a throwback to the Attitude Era. But anyway, he threw him into the chairs, or caused him to fall into the chairs, however you want to word it. Dom, he later executed a 619 and a frog splash, but only got a 1 count. He got a 1 count on Finn. Finn stood right up, or sat right up. Dom drove Balor through a table with a super kick. He put a steel chair on front of Finn Balor's face, leaned him up against the ropes, and hit a 619. That was cool, man. I wasn't expecting that. At least I never saw the 619 performed like that, or executed like that. But Finn Balor retaliated with a sling break and a series of shotgun drop kicks, one of which was delivered while Dom, he had his neck inside of a chair, or his head inside of the chair, and he did the move. Bro, I'm telling you how brutal this was. And that allowed Finn Balor to lay Dom on top of one of those Slim Jim tables and perform the coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3. The demon Finn Balor comes out victorious against Dominic Mysterio. I liked this match. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it. It did the job. But once the demon was implemented into it, I knew who was going to win. It was going to be Finn Balor, because the demon is undefeated. No. Demon ain't undefeated. Who defeated the demon? Was it Bray? I don't know. No, it wasn't Bray. I can't remember who defeated the demon. It was the last time we saw the demon. Anyways, he has a pretty good record. Let's just put it that way. But I knew that Finn Balor was going to win this match. But it was still a decent match. Like I said, much more brutal than what I was expecting. But no blood, shockingly enough. And I know why, because they were saving it for the main event. But it you could have used a little color for for some of them brutal spots that they were doing. Yeah, you kind of needed some color there, but nonetheless, the Demon Finn Balor defeating Dominic Mysterio in a street fight match that went 13 minutes long. It gets a lot of grade of a B minus. Yeah, man. It was a really good match. It was fine. It didn't set the world on fire. It was basically a hardcore match. But does that end the feud? I don't think it ends the feud, but we'll see. We'll see going forward on Raw. I think Finn needs to go after some gold. That's why I'm kind of hoping that Dom still had the Intercontinental Championship going into WrestleMania, so Finn can defeat him for it. But you know, they let Penta get in, and that was the right choice. You know, in hindsight. But I still hope to see Finn with some gold around his waist. Maybe he will go after Penta, because I don't see him going after the World Heavyweight Championship, especially after tonight. And we'll go over that in a couple of minutes. But before we get to that, we have a WWE Women's Championship match between the champion Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley, who won the Royal Rumble and chose Jade Cargill as her opponent. This was the penultimate match of the night, or the co-main event, however you want to word it. And early off, Jade Cargill, she dominated early with some cross-face submissions and a spine buster. Rhea Ripley, she escaped a jaded attempt. Jade Cargill, she blocked a riptide. Later on, we got interference from Meechin and B-Fab for, I don't know, reasons. But that allowed interference from Io Sky. Well, not interference, an appearance, I should say, from Io Sky. She came in, executed a move, almost had her tatas fall out of her shirt, but hey, she still executed the move. We got a nice exchange between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. They traded moves, escaped each other's moves, but ultimately, after fending off the last jaded attempt from Cargill, Rhea Ripley, in a beautifully executed counter out of the jaded, slips under Jade Cargill's legs, still holding her arm, slips her into the riptide for the 1, 2, 3. Your new WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. Let me just say this. This was the best. It's not even close. It's not even up for debate. This was the best Jade Cargill match in WWE. Didn't watch her in AEW. I don't watch AEW, so I don't know if she had one up to this level. But since she's been in WWE, this has been her best match by far, in a losing effort, but kudos to her. Kudos to, and I don't know if that was more Rhea Ripley carrying the match or whatever the case may be. Look, man, awesome match by her, and awesome match by Rhea Ripley. I think these two had some great chemistry in the ring. My only flaw, you didn't need the interference. You didn't need it. It was unnecessary. You know, it's cute to have them out there. It's great they had their WrestleMania moment. I'm talking about Meechin, B-Fab, and Io Sky. If you really wanted Io Sky to be a part of WrestleMania, you should have had her in the WrestleMania match. I hear there was some room for that in night one. You definitely could have moved some of those matches out, if not all of them, and had Io Sky a part of WrestleMania. But fine. But overall, top to bottom in this match between these two women, amazing. And I didn't realize how big Jade Cargill is until she literally was fighting Rhea Ripley, because Rhea Ripley isn't small. I mean, she isn't big, but you know what I'm saying. she dwarfed her, and Rhea Ripley struggled with her. Man, it was nice. It was whoever produced that match. Good on them, man. Good on them. I give this match between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley, as she became the new WWE Women's Champion, a letter grade of a B plus. Yeah, this was good, man. This was really good. It's really, really good. Can't believe it. I couldn't believe this was my least anticipated match of all WrestleMania, believe it or not, because of Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, I've said it 1,000,001 times. I'm gonna say it 1,000,002. Beautiful woman. Body, I don't know, man. I literally fell from heaven. God himself crafted that woman's body. And so I don't understand why she can't get it together in the ring. It's like she's built for this, but she doesn't execute properly. If we get this Jade Cargill moving forward, watch out. Watch out. She is going to dominate this division. Beautiful, man. I enjoyed it way more than I expected it to. And so once again, before we got to the main event, we got our host for WrestleMania, John Cena, coming out to announce the crowd attendance number, and I think it was 55,000 and something. I forgot what number it was, but it was way more Sunday night than it was Saturday night. Those were the smart ones. Those, the I think 5,000 that came Sunday as opposed to Saturday. Geniuses. Because there's no way I would have spent all that money to watch that. That was brutal. But before John Cena could leave out the ring, what's his name, Miz and Kip Wilson, they came out and interrupted him, demanding their WrestleMania moment. And wouldn't you know, Danhausen came out. Let me tell you something. I don't think I've talked on here since Danhausen arrived in WWE, other than when he showed up at the Chamber. But I haven't talked about it. And when I talked at the Chamber, I was upset like everybody else. I was let down because, one, I didn't know much about Danhausen. I didn't know what he was all about. And so when he started popping up on Raw and SmackDown, I'm like, okay, he's a comedy guy. I can use a laugh. In these tough times, I can use a giggle or two. That's fine. But I didn't expect to love this dude. I love Danhausen. I knew it was a matter of time before we saw him because we hadn't seen him all WrestleMania. And so he had to pop up. But it was one of those back of the mind things. And so when the Miz came out, I knew immediately, okay, we're going to get Danhausen finally. And look, you can say what you want. Yeah, was it dumb? That's this segment. Yes. With the midgets and all that. Yeah, it was dumb. It was a dumb moment, but you needed that. You know why you needed that? Because of what was to come in the main event. And so you kind of needed this little break of levity. And it was funny. They had his funny moments there. Just Danhausen is money. Money. I love the fact that he is a part of WWE. Anywho, it's the moment we all been waiting for. It is the main event of night 2 and the main event of WrestleMania overall for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk putting his title on the line against the OTC Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him. I knew this was going to be an awesome match. It's CM Punk. It's Roman Reigns. I knew this was going to be awesome. I did not know we were going to get an old school grudge match between these two where we got every single element of professional wrestling in this 22 well no this match was what 30 something minutes long, 33 minutes long. We got every ounce of pro wrestling poured into this match. We got table spots, we got fighting in the crowd, we got storytelling in the ring, we got blood, we got using each other finishers, false finish, kickouts on to submissions, getting out of submissions, all this, everything was there. The story was there. It was built up with CM Punk talking about Roman Reigns' family. He comes out and you see his family, the Wild Samoans, and others on the screen, and Roman comes out. You see CM Punk. He comes out and he had probably the greatest intro in all of WrestleMania. And what made his great, he came out to silence. There was nothing on the screen, no music playing. He did his patented thing, took a knee, touched the ground. It's clobbering time, and then his music played. I don't know. It was something about that just hit me in the feels. I don't know why. Something that subtle did it, but it was perfect. It was perfect for this match. And you could just feel, that there was more here right before the match started. It was so much going on. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't take notes. I took notes for the other ones, as you can see. I didn't take notes. I was so locked in on this match. It was everything that I could wish for. They gave as much as they took. They took as much as they gave. And for two wrestlers that reportedly hate each other's guts in real life, had the best chemistry I've seen in the ring in a very, very long time. Roman Reigns he's fought everybody. He's fought Seth. He's fought Cody. He's fought, everybody. Brock. But I haven't seen chemistry in a ring like this with Roman Reigns in a long time. I don't know if look, let me put it like this. I know a lot of people don't like CM Punk. I'm gonna be honest with you. Early on, I wasn't a CM Punk fan. I later became a CM Punk fan. This was right before the pipe bomb in 2011. Whenever it was, I had just became a CM Punk fan because I loved his promo work. And it wasn't so much in the ring, but I started appreciating his ring work as well. When he came back, it's been some matches, not all, but some matches where he starts to show his age. He's not as limber as he used to be, but he does tell a story. The matches he had with Drew McIntyre were some of the best Drew McIntyre matches you ever gonna see. The matches he had with Seth Rollins were some of the best matches. I mean, it's CM Punk. He's a student of the game. And so I attribute a lot of this to CM Punk because of that. But I also got to contribute a lot to Roman Reigns because he does have legitimate beef in real life with CM Punk. And to put that aside and be professional and go out there and give everybody one of the best main events of WrestleMania I'm telling you, it has to be about 20 years. I can't think of another one. I can't think of another one. This leaves you on a high. And the fact that they had the restraint to not include interference, not include any shenanigans that would taint this match, really dumps on night one main event. And, there are rumors that TKO got involved with that main event, why Pat McAfee was inserted and all this here. And it was basically, night one was basically TKO and night two was WWE. That's how it felt. It felt so divided. It's like it's a civil war. And so they allowed TKO to do whatever with that over there. Let's show you how it's really done over here. This was great. This was an awesome main event. Roman Reigns defeats CM Punk to become the World Heavyweight Champion. I believe this is his first time with this version of the Heavyweight Championship. Am I wrong? Am I right? Y'all can tell me in the comments. But I think this is his first tenure, and this is right. It needed to happen. All due respect to CM Punk, he had an awesome run with it, man. I mean, he put on some real good matches. Him and Finn Balor were nice. Jey Uso, that was a good match. Gunther, good match. I just think we need Roman with gold around his waist, man. We need the tribal chief back. So now we are in trouble on Raw. Now Raw we got a new king, and I can't wait. This is a new era. This is going to be fun to see. But I give this match between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, who becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion, a letter grade of an A+. This was perfect. Perfect. No notes. This was perfect. Night 2 was close to perfect. This was WrestleMania. This is what WrestleMania is. This card, all 6 matches were great, and I can't be prouder of everybody who was involved. I just don't understand how we got it's so much of a difference. It's not even like it's off by a little bit here. Oh, there was 1 or 2 matches that didn't work, but overall they leveled up. No. No, it is a huge difference between night 1 and night 2. Night 1 felt like an episode of Raw or SmackDown. Night 2 felt like WrestleMania. I don't understand it. Overall, I give this WrestleMania a C, because night 1 was so flat. It was so much of an F. It would have took a Herculean effort to redeem it, and thank God they did in night 2. And it gets a C. Overall, I pray they do better next year. I hope this year they learn from the mistakes. I hope they hear the backlash, no pun intended, of all the internet comments and videos and my show. If they wander upon this little show, that people just hate it. It wasn't like they disliked it. They hated night 1. Everything about it. There's not one good thing to come out of night 1. And I don't know. Other than the Gunther and Seth Rollins, let me give respect where respect due. And maybe Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. That's about it. That's it. I can't stretch it no further. Everything else was dog water. But that's just one man's opinion. I would love to know, what did you think of WrestleMania as a whole, but especially night 2? What was your favorite match? Do you think the Roman Reigns CM Punk match was the best main event in a very long time? I'm not going to say all time, but in recent memory. I would love to know your thoughts. Email the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. You can also search for the show on all social media platforms. Just search for the KB Radio Network. Also, don't forget about YouTube. Subscribe to the KB Radio Network channel and like this video if you don't mind. Don't forget about the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to Faces and Heels here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, thank you for joining me for these 2 nights of WrestleMania, which should have took place in New Orleans, but it didn't, and I'm still mad at them about that. In any event, we'll be back in a couple of weeks, I think. 3 weeks for Backlash. Until then, y'all be blessed, and I'll see you then.